Plaintiff, Deborah Walton, says when she started dating the defendant, she thought he was a God-fearing man. But after they got married, she discovered he was a womanizing narcissist. Deborah claims when she confronted the defendant about cheating, he pulled a gun on her, and she's suing today for breach of contract. Defendant Charles Lay says after he and Deborah got married, she confessed that she not only worked as a madam, but that she also owned a massage parlor that specialized in sexual favors. Charles denies owing Deborah for anything.
Start with you.
I met Chuck on a dating site, and I thought he was divorced.
How long ago was that?
That was 3 years ago. He was chief of police in my town.
Okay.
And I thought he was a God-fearing man.
Did he have his uniform on when you met him?
He did have his uniform.
That was attractive
in the
to you?
picture.
That was attractive to you, wasn't it? Tell
I
the
guess
truth.
so.
See that? Y'all don't believe what I tell you about uniform.
Uniform freaks.
What do you call this woman that? Well, uniform admirers. He said uniform freaks. There's no such thing. You do have women who just are uniform admirers. I've said that before. Any kind of guy with a uniform on, doctor, whatever. Milkman, fireman, cable man. Those cable man got to have his cable stuff on.
He did look good in his
Police
uniform.
officer, the police get all the action.
Yeah.
What? You walk into a spot, psst, you shut it down. You wear that? Psst, forget it. But then I come with the robe, shut it down. But he got the chief hat on. You got the chief of police.
Bars.
Yeah, the bars, that's right. All right. So you liked him, admired him.
I thought he was handsome in his uniform, yes. And being on a dating site, I thought he was single. But come to find out, he wasn't. And found out later that he's a womanizing narcissist. None of his family got along with him. He didn't have any friends.
Except for you.
Yeah, he love-bombed me.
How did that go, the two of you?
It went good for a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got a divorce. I
Why?
found out he was intermingling with the teachers and calling people, and I found Viagra locked up in his toolbox, and he
wasn't using it with you? Do you know? It may have been with you.
he
How do you
wasn't.
know? How do you know?
We hadn't done anything since January.
All right. And
And this was like in May.
I'm trying to help you, man. You see.
I appreciate that, Your Honor.
When I confronted him about these other women, he pulled his gun on me.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is.
Go ahead.
And I told him I was going to call the sheriff, which I did. He said, oh, they won't believe you because I'm a cop. And more or less, that's how it is. Small
the blue
town.
shield.
Uh-huh.
Meaning police
Covered
don't
it
tell on
because
each other.
his officer came that night and they got his stuff and asked me if I wanted to file charges, and I did, and nothing ever happened about it.
Yeah.
And then we got a divorce, and I was awarded the boat, and I had a VPO on him, and we both, in our divorce, we had a VPO.
Okay. Let me allow him to give some background now.
Okay.
Hey, Your Honor. The interesting thing is after we got married is she lays on me some kind of shocking news. Right after we were married, we were out at a local restaurant having dinner, and she proceeds to tell me a little bit about her background. And she had told me that she was a madam.
Well, madam?
A madam, yeah, and coming from a small town, you know, what do you mean a madam? And so she explained that she had had massage parlors, you know, i.e. houses of happy endings. And I said, really? So I'm intrigued, you know, tell me more. And
She said, take me by there. I don't believe you.
well, Your Honor, I mean, you know, this is something that was...
Let me get my toolbox.
There you go. But Your Honor, this is something, you know, that was in her past, and I just said, you know, hey, it's not something that she's doing right now, but she explain. I said, well, how's all this kind of work? And she said she had, about 4 or 5 girls that worked for her. And I said, interesting. After time went, we would be out, say, shopping somewhere, local, just out and about in the public. And she would kind of point out, oh, that guy there, he used to be one of my clients. Since that time, I mean, it just became a trust issue of, who she'd be talking to, things like that. And it just kind of couldn't
She says the
fully
problem
trust.
with the marriage was your cheating.
I did not cheat. I'm a juvenile investigator. I work in the schools. I work with teachers. I work with parents and students. I'm always working with them in different ways.
What does that have to do with cheating?
That's my point. I didn't cheat. I didn't have.
What does that have to do with working?
That was my job. She was not comfortable with me doing the job that I did and the interactions
Working
that I
with
had.
the teachers, that's your point. Interacting with the teachers?
Correct.
Okay. All right, she thought all the teachers wanted you.
I don't think so.
Well, it depends. Were you wearing your uniform?
Absolutely.
Well, then they all want you. Go ahead. What are you suing him for, ma'am? The $5,000.
He owes me that because when I talked to him, he wrote out what he wanted to, how he wanted to pay me. He wanted
Pay
to
you
take
for what? That's what.
The boat.
Give me the background. Okay. You were going to. You were awarded the boat in the divorce.
Yes. Do you want?
Yes, and then you decided to sell it to him. That's what I'm missing.
Yes. He asked me if I still had the boat. I said I had it on Bass Boat Central. He asked me for how much, and I said $17,500. And so we agreed on a $16,000. And here are some messages that he sent on how I needed to sign it over to him so he could take it up to the bank and they look at it so they could give him a loan. A couple days later, he messaged me and said the loan fell through.
Okay, good enough, sir.
Your Honor, she contacted me and said, I want you to have your boat back. And I said, okay. She tells me that she doesn't know enough about it to try to sell it. She's been trying to sell it. And I said, okay. And she wants me to have my boat back. So I meet her where she's living, working to get the boat back. And when I get there, she proceeds to tell me, well, I still owe my mom attorney's fees money. She wants me to go get a loan on the boat. I says, okay, well, I've got to have, the title in my name in order to go get a loan on the boat. I've tried to get a loan. They will not loan on that age of a boat.
Did you pay her for the boat, sir?
No, Your Honor, I did not.
So what's your defense today to not giving her the money for the boat that you have?
Because she gave it back to me, Your Honor.
So why were you looking to have it financed?
to help her out.
She had given it to you. Why do you need to help her out? Judgment for the plaintiff. Good day.
I will say he's a lying, cheating pig, a narcissist at that, who steals money. He stole the boat.
Well, I disagree with it, but the one thing I guess I can leave with saying is to do your background checks on anybody before you ever date them.
That's sure true, because he was married when I met him.